So you ask yourself, what happened to that wild animal that was doing this to this machine yesterday? Well, I've been fibrocarboned. Fibrocarboned. I can't even say it. I had a phone call. But anyway, fibrocarbon. I gotta go look at it. But anyway, he gave me some pointers. Grabbed my arm and yanked me over here in the right direction. I actually have this thing trammed in at 2 degrees off 90. Going the right direction this time. I have the vise that I just bought stuck in the vise that I've had for a bit. When I was using yesterday, I just noticed that that's not very secure. But it's a whole new animal. Plus I dressed my wheel, and what a difference. I'm believing that I have 8 threads per inch. What is it? 5/8 8, I think, is what I need to make my nut. 5/8 8 tap. That's just me, though. Let's go in here and turn this wooden metal. This is the wooden metal shop method of video. I'm gonna walk through his shop like this, and then we'll we'll talk like this for a while, and then we'll walk through his shop a little more. I'm surprised that was even holding, man. Look at that. That ain't right. But yeah, I got this thing set up, and you know, this thing's really nice and fancy, but it's really nice and fancy for specific jobs. I got my kind of weird clamping system here. These clamps came from, the flats came from an XY table that I bought. It's kind of a toy, but if those clamps work, it was worth the cost of admission. Where'd that thing go? I mean, you guys have seen them. Here it is. Let's drag it out here in the light of day. Yeah, if you see this thing, just run the other way. No, the Bill's White Elephant shop that I visited last week or the week before last week had a table similar to this that was pretty sturdy looking, and I think it had a Craftsman or something like that. So, you know, some American hardware name. I thought about getting it and turning my drill press into a milling machine. But yeah, anyway, these clamps right here came from this setup. So I got my T-nuts here, and I got a little piece of steel here flat to keep my jacking screw jacking. And that's just a practice piece, but it's all going the right direction. It's 2 degrees off 90. The inside is so we're going to where the real parts at. There they are. So we'll get these babies loaded up in there. Plus, it's grinding. These are convex. This is the shape of this is not flat. This is the contour of the wheel. So grinding the way I have it now, that surface will be flat. So I've learned a lot in 24 hours. It almost makes me feel foolish what I went through yesterday, but I had to go through that to learn this. I finally got my oil tube kind of figured out. This piece here, they actually had this pinned into this piece and then epoxied with, whatever. I had to drill it out. I mean, all the way down to, I started seeing metal, steel. I was able to run a tap in there and knock the rest of the copper out, or brass. But thanks to a friend on the phone, he did point out to me, and I had the information too, I just never opened the book, the other part that was broke before I opened the machine up. And so I'm going to have to I might be able to use this elbow, but I need to get the broken piece out of the casting in the bottom of the headstock. And then this will screw onto here. I actually need to get a 1/8 inch 20 die or get a new tube and put some more threads on this. I can get that threaded, but it's not ideal. So yeah, this is getting squared away. Unless this gets done, it doesn't matter. This stuff doesn't matter, because if this hasn't been working all along, but it's not going back together until it's all working properly. Okay. So I imagine what you would do is unscrew this before you pulled the headstock, and that would leave the tube. No, you just have to pull it straight and up. The problem is with that crane of mine, I can't get my chain like dead center, My chain's way off over here to the left or the right, and I gotta, as I'm jacking up, I have to push the headstock with quite a bit of force to keep it rising straight up rather than this way. Okay. Well, what a day, what a few minutes, huh? I see people struggle with this man's name, and I say, he just, it's fiber carbon. It's simple. Until I try to say it myself, I can recognize when it's right. That's not right. I got the wrong phone. Yeah, no, I don't. I got the right phone. Okay. I got the Foxburg. Fabercoblin. Let me find out. I got to see it, and I'll be able to figure it out here. Foxburg's Fabercoblin. Foxburg's Fabercoblin. I'm going to have to ask him what a Fabercoblin is. But he reached out to me. Let's see here. He might not want people to know this, but where's it at? David reached out to me in an email, and he's emailed me some other things since. But we had some good conversation, and we talked about this and that, and I certainly appreciate him taking the time out of his day to he really wasn't calling me to school me. I forget what the premise was, but I certainly took advantage of having him on the phone to pick his brain. And you might be smarter than him, he might be smarter than me, and you gotta let the egos go and accept the help where you can get it. And if someone's helping me, and you don't like it, or you don't, well, screw you, because I'm getting help. Maybe that's not what I was trying to say, because I don't want to say screw you to anybody. But some people might not think that this person's qualified to give me guidance, and there's been no indication of that, but I'm just damn grateful for all of you in this community, because it blows my mind, man. The people who've been doing this for years, and holding my hand and helping me cross the street. It's great stuff. I say that. I don't know, you can't say that enough. What's on the agenda now is we're going to work on my gear dogs. I don't know what to call them anymore. I am actually, I'm going to touch them all up, because like I said, this surface here is actually concave, the shape of the wheel. So it will just take a couple passes to get this flat. And I can also put my 2-degree angle in there. The machine's already set up for it, so what the heck. So get these things finished, get the oil tube hardware that I need. Once I lift that thing up again, I want it to be the last time I lifted up the headstock. So I want to try to foresee any plumbing needs I may have, and have all the pieces and parts here. If I used to work on the plumbing in the house, like a bathroom trap or something, a sink trap, and I would buy everything in the store and take it home, and then just bring back what I didn't need. So that's what I'll do with this brass tubing and piping. And I'm going to try. I'd love to be able to reuse that 8 or 10 inch long piece. So I wouldn't mind coming across a die to cut those threads a little longer. Plumbing was never my forte. All right. I was telling the guy I was talking to on the phone today, David, that I just can't believe that that this thing is gray, that I've taken all this stuff apart, and I feel pretty confident I can get it back together. It looks like a big complicated thing, and when you get the parts in your hand, all of a sudden it's just a few parts, and they can only only go back together one way. And, oh man. Now let's hope like my computer works. I dumped probably about a third of a bottle of Pepsi in the keyboard today, and I did it and I just looked at it. I didn't, go to pick it up and turn it upside down and throw rice on it. And I just was dumbfounded. I was like, what? But I did get it turned upside down. I didn't throw any rice in it. In the old days, if we got our phones wet, we threw them in a Ziploc baggie filled with ice, rice, and left it overnight. Supposedly the rice would draw the moisture out of your phone, so probably worked. Yeah. Oh. Like and subscribe, tell a buddy, bring a friend. Okay, I'm back on the GoPro because we've got a computer coming tomorrow. I'm just gonna slowly bring these up. These things are currently about 75 degrees. And I got my pieces here in dry ice. I hope to have the pieces around minus 10. The freezer in the house just isn't cold enough. So we'll slowly warm these up. They were 77, I think 100. You get these things up to 110 maybe. This is going to be the forward drive first. Well, yeah. So we're gonna, I also have that broken off thread piece in the, basically, the piece looks like this. It's inside the headstock. Connected to the clutch assembly. That's where the pump is at. And there's a broken thread piped in there. So I got a number 30 Torx screw or socket or whatever, and I've kind of filed one edge, the left edge, kind of sharpen it up, and I got a little tool this will fit in. It's flat and it'll ratchet, so I'm hoping to get this thing down into that brass, and then with that ratchet handle be able to extract that. And if I can't get that done, I will just use a flexible tube. I got some gas line. Where the heck did it go? Kind of stuff that you would probably see on a weed whacker or something, or a leaf blower. Non-toxic, lead-free, 70 psi. So I got that, plus this one here, clear vinyl, 55 psi, 70 degrees. It's also non-toxic, and it doesn't cause cancer in California, apparently. Okay, let's see what kind of temperature we have on this thing right now. Okay, we're at 91 degrees over here. I'm at 73, so We'll stay on this one here. I'll bring you back when I get this thing up to temperature. Closer to being the right way to do it. You know, like I said earlier, who was that gorilla operating that machine yesterday? That's called progress. It's called learning, and I'm having a ball doing it. And I'm glad that you're here to follow along and enjoy it with me. So, like and subscribe, tell a buddy, bring a friend.